Welcome. Arigatou gozaimasu. Konnichiwa. My name is Spencer. We're going to talk for a moment about a couple of things that are in the window out here, because we're now at a period of our dojo history where masks have been mandated by our state. And it's possible, I guess, theoretically, to get in trouble for not wearing a mask. And a lot of people are unable to wear a mask due to a medical condition, and that's okay. But some people don't want to wear a mask because they're afraid that the mask will be dangerous for them, that the mask will keep them from getting enough oxygen, or that the mask will turn their blood more acidic, whatever, I don't know. So I'm going to introduce some ninja tools. And you might say to yourself, well, the traditional ninja wasn't necessarily wearing a black outfit and a mask and all. Yeah, sure. What I'm talking about is anybody who was operating in the dark or at night and needed to muffle their breath, or had to stay warm in the cold, or needed a quick camouflage, boom, boom, okay, to keep the dust out of the eyes, dust out of the nose and the mouth. So let's use a really large term for ninja. A warrior who can operate in many different environments under adverse conditions and protect themselves while they're doing it. And a mask is absolutely some part of that. The very fact that it's hard for you to understand my words right now is what I mean by it makes our breath quieter. If I'm running really hard and trying to get away from somebody and hide, I'm going, it can be really hard to make that quiet. But with a mask or by using fabric over our face, we can quiet down much quicker and keep our breath quiet. Here's a couple other things I'd like to share with everybody. Arm gauntlets. Gauntlets are really cool, and these are mine. A really neat store in Asheville made these for me. You can get black ones and stuff, but these are actually really tough. They're made out of belts and old leather and some cool old things like that. I'm going to tighten them up just a little bit here and kind of show you how they work. But the purposes, all these things have multiple purposes. So it's not like any particular tool of the ninja only has one purpose. So on one hand, this is protective. A knife can't cut through that. It's knife proof. And it protects the back of your hand from sticks or from blows, like if you're fighting or whatever. Also, you can carry stuff in there. You can hide things under your gauntlet. You can carry knives. You could carry some sort of little incendiary device or a flashing device or something that was kind of surprising, or some Mitsubishi. Okay. And with a glove, with some sort of armored glove, it has your whole arm covered up to your elbow. So gauntlets are really protective. They can't cut your tendons, so you can still grab with your hand, even if somebody hits it with a knife. And sometimes if it's thick enough, and like the type of armor that was used in ancient Rome and like the gladiator schools, there would be pipes under here. There might be like a tube or a reed, and that would keep the leather up off the skin a little bit, and then you could fill that with cotton or stuffing or like some kind of cattail, some sort of fiber, and that would allow a little bit of airflow, but would also create a shock absorber system that was really effective, really powerful. They also make them for your legs and for your shins. So sometimes you'll see people wear them. And this is a traditional part of our uniform. What you're seeing tonight, the colors might be a little bit different, but this is, if you were studying strictly taijutsu or strictly ninjutsu in this school, this might be what kind of your uniform would look like. Maybe all black or whatever. I don't really care what colors people have, doesn't matter to me. Just know that different colors have different purposes. This keeps the scent of your body and your skin cells and dirt from leaking out of your pants and leaving a trail for animals and dogs to find and track and follow. It also keeps spiders and bugs from crawling up in your pants, and it also keeps your pants tight so that they don't rub. And it also keeps things from catching and sticking, like thorns and briars and stuff like that. So it makes your outfit much tighter to the body, and again, you can store things in there as well. if you get knocked down and you're on the ground and you can reach into your gauntlet on your leg, then you can pull out a weapon, or maybe some sort of little pouch of sand, or some dust, or some dirt, or some rust, or some glass shavings or something. Over that is called a tabi boot. These are our tabis. And there's some neat things about it. A lot of traditional shoes in Japan have this split toe shape. And you can see it kind of comes up like the original high top. And it comes up on the body. It's fastened with a little buckle. And it goes into a little string. And then the string that's holding it there is how you tighten it up. And the neat thing about that is you've got a couple different strings so it fits a couple different sizes. Or as you train and your calf muscles get bigger, you can go to a different line because that's a little tighter and then that's a little looser and a little looser and a little looser, like that. With a split toe design, you can climb a rope. If a rope just has knots going down the rope, you can put that onto the rope and slide down the rope until it hits the knot. Boom. And that allows you to climb a much thinner, smaller diameter rope than you could just with your muscles or your hands. With your hands climbing, you need a big rope like ours over there. But that's heavy and that's bulky. If you wanted to carry a thin little rope and take that on a mission and then use that with a grappling hook or to get down out of a building or something like that, as long as it had knots every so far apart, you could put your toes on it. I've done that a fair amount, actually. Also, you can feel the ground really well, and they're quiet. Listen to them running, listen. They don't make noise. These are very quiet shoes, quiet clothing. Very important idea. This is an idea of a gauntlet as well. It's just a little bit more of a commercial style. It's not quite as fancy as my leather ones. It's definitely not very knife proof. But that's kind of the same thing. And then here's my other gauntlet. I have one more thing sitting in the window I thought you might enjoy seeing. The shuko, some sort of hand claw. And making your own to fit your hand and to fit your purpose is best. That's better than buying one. But this still gets the point across. This fastens around the wrist. A lot of people have taught that this was just for climbing trees. But honestly, if you're a really good ninja, you can probably climb trees just fine without hand claws. Now, if this thing is really fastened into your arm very well here on the wrist, you could hang when your fingers have lost strength and power. You can hang here and it's locked onto your skeleton by grabbing your wrist, and you can hang there and hang much longer than you could by your finger strength. But the main idea about these is for self-defense. When you're sitting like this, especially, look how it just disappears. Okay? This gives you an iron band or a steel band to strike. And it also, if you grab something and squeeze, it gives you claws. And so that type of emotion, or to grab somebody and pull them in with steel claws, is a powerful piece of ancient technology that has been used in the past. The angles of the claws really affect what you can do. These are a little bit safer. Notice how when I close my hand, I don't poke myself with the tips. That's a little bit safer version. You don't want to get it to where if you just make a fist, it just goes right through your fingers. Unless you make these wide enough that you can put your fingers between them. That's kind of cool. I've seen them like that. There's another wooden set up in the window. So there we go. That's it for today and our ninja gear. There's a lot more ninja gear. And if you keep training in this class, you'll see way more stuff, including some high technology stuff, which is really cool. But that's a look at, in an era of masks, we really shouldn't be afraid of them because they've been used for hundreds, if not thousands of years by some of the world's great warriors. Arigatou gozaimasu.